Hi, this is McJty for my next episode of my Let's Play. And last episode we stopped with my farm, which wasn't being able to craft the fertilizer because I ran out of sand. So I went back to this machine, which is basically the glass creator, but as a byproduct it also produces sand, because this one has a chance of producing sand. But most of that sand was being used here and only a little bit went to the system. So I changed it to set round robin on this one, the sand, so that one part goes here and the other one goes, let me take my wrench so that you can see, here to this one, which is the general storage for blocks, and sand goes there too. I also noticed that it was broken, this machine, because I was still connecting it to this one, which used to contain the cobblestone, but I had moved all the cobblestone to the barrels, to the storage drawers, and I forgot about this. So now I rearranged it. The level emitter is here, and now I changed it also so that it just tests on sand instead of glass. So glass is now well, there will be a lot more glass now, of course, because I check for 200 sand. And of course it's not precise, because what happens is, if there's 200 sand, this will no longer transmit a redstone signal to this, so it will no longer extract. But of course it will still have a stack of cobble there, so that still has to be processed. And the fact is now busy doing the backlog, and in a moment it will be done. But that means we will now always, at least as long as we have cobblestone, which is something I need to take care of as well. Once this, I have to set up something to automatically regenerate cobblestone if we run out, so that will be for later. But as long as we have cobblestone, we have a guaranteed supply of sand and glass, and we can use that for the fertilizer in our Death Star. Let's go there now. So, okay, I need to reinsert the program. Not in this machine. The program goes here. Okay, so now it's starting to craft. So it crafted fertilizer and it's doing its thing. So I will let this run for a while. And how many carrots do we have? It should stop. It should disable this machine as soon as we have 500 carrots. So I will let this go for a while and see if that actually happens. So I will be back. So it worked. It's now off. You see we got just one more carrot. So this is working nicely. I did notice that my sand, now it's growing again, it was getting pretty low. So the sand production can't keep up with this farm. So we may have to, I will probably have to make a dedicated area where I can produce sand in larger amounts. Because also one of the problems is of course that it keeps on creating glass as well. And I have a bit too much of that. Of course I could put that in a drawer and put a void storage upgrade on it. So I'll see, but it's working nicely otherwise. One other thing I have to be careful about is once the appetite runs out. I have a lot of it and it's easy to get more of it with a quarry, but still it can run out. So I think I need to extend the program to recreate the fertilizer to check for that eventuality, because appetite can't simply be created, it has to be carried. So when appetite runs out, I have no choice but to stop fertilizing this farm, and I will extend the program to do that. But for now things are working fine. So now we have always 500 carrots in stock. And this will be used. Carrots are one of the better ingredients for the spawner as living material. So that's what I will do now. I will set up a kill area here with an RFTools shield, and then a few spawners for the different mob types that I want to have. So I will start working on that. So people were complaining that this area was a bit too dark, so I'm trying to solve this by adding some contrasting things here. But, let me also turn up brightness a bit in this area. Okay, so there's a new version of RFTools Control. It has this new thing, and it shows an overlay above it with the current status of the processor. Very useful for debugging. Also, if you have things like errors, well, I can't really produce an error with this one easily without disrupting the program, but I will show you another in another case. So what am I working on here? It's a spawner system, and so for example for which is the one I will be starting with. So these two are linked to this one. So you need three kinds of materials: bottles, earth, and some living matter, which will be the carrots, but not in the same amount. So typically what you would do is you would have 3 of these, but it would be a bit wasteful and not very efficient, because you would have to put in a lot more of this compared to these two. So what I now want to do is to use RFTools Control and use these two for this, and count how much I inserted of this one, and then insert this one as needed and this one as needed as well. So that way the meta beamers will be used most optimally, and it goes faster that way. So that's the program that I will be working on. So which will be here? Enderman will be here, but I can't do that one yet because I don't have endstone. Guardian will be here, and Ghast will not be here because Ghast is too big. I will make another spawner for that one. I think I'm going to use villagers here. So that's the idea. I just wanted to show you a new feature I added to RFTools. So if you hold the wrench, you can see an overlay above the Endergenics showing some stats. So let's try it out. So it's a way to get a quick overview. Oh, here. So you see the pearl was discarded here due to a random pearl discard. So that's a way to debug Endergenics. So I made the program. It's a bit complicated, but basically what happens is there's a drawer here, so that restricts items, that makes sure that only one type of item can be here, and the drawer, this program constantly reads, puts items from this slot to the drawer, and then the other program is responsible for distributing the items, and it works with a counter because we are using carrots, and for every carrot is worth 1.5. So that means that after 20 carrots we need to insert the dirt, and after 200 carrots we need to insert a new bottle. So there's a counter which is in a variable, and here we test if we are greater than 1000. That's if we are greater than 200, we insert 10 dirt. So, and we set the value to 1001, so that next time we will insert our single glass bottle, and otherwise we insert 20 carrots. And this continuously loops. So let's insert it. I'm going to kickstart it because it's now feeding in the carrots again. Let's see, why is it blocking? Oh, no, it's doing the dirt. Okay, so that was another bunch. And then, okay, it's working again. Now it's doing the living matter. So the witches get a bit of fall damage, which makes the job for the shield easier. I also need something to collect them, of course, to collect the loot. So let me see. The status is right now. It's inserting living matter. How is our carrot situation? Okay, we can't keep up, so that's of course a bit of a problem. 202. Normally we should soon. It still has to do the carrots that are in there. So we might need to tweak this a bit, and we certainly have to do something about our carrot production. This is not going to cut it. As a matter of fact, we probably need to upgrade this one with a capacitor. Do I still have one? I can. Let's just quickly make one and see if this helps. Oh, why this? Oh. Okay, something went wrong here. Okay, I need to do some debugging. The program here has basically it's stuck here. Okay. Not exactly. It may have run out of sand. I need to protect against that. Okay, so but that's the reason this one isn't working. Oh, let me try to clear this. Okay, let's remove this. So let me show you. I think I fixed the carrot program now. I basically had to add some error conditions. As if get ingredients, in this case for the iron hoe, if it fails, I go to the error handling, and same for fertilizer. If that fails, I go to the error handling. And this one is important because if get ingredients fails, it will still have pulled over a number of ingredients that didn't fail, and that's what messed it up. So this pushes those back to the storage, and it sends a message using the advanced network card to a processor that is in another base. So I also worked on an item collector using space chambers. So this is everything that goes in here will be transferred to that builder, which is set to space card collect mode, and items will arrive here for now. We'll change that later. And then the program here, which is still in my hand right now, should now also work. It will also, I also had it tests if, for example, it couldn't get the glass bottle. I will first test that, and only if it's different from 0 will I clear the variable, otherwise I will keep trying to fetch a glass bottle. Because this has a lot of living matter, I'm going to manually insert glass bottles now to kickstart a few witches to test if it works. Let's try with one. Oh yeah, I need a redstone signal. Normally the program gives that, but I have to give one manually now, so let's... So what? This one. Okay. Let's see. They got killed pretty fast. I wonder... Yes, this is what I got. But I didn't get XP because I forgot to enable, I think. Yeah, it's generic damage. Let me set player damage and see how it works now. It's at 40, that means it can spawn one more witch. Glass bottle and go for 2. Okay, so now it's almost cleared. Yes, it collected some XP as well. Oh, and a witch head. But the materials that I'm mostly interested in are of course redstone, gunpowder and glowstone dust. And actually the sticks are also nice because that helps for this one. So let me try to enable it fully now. First get rid of this and see if the program yeah. I also have to send the signal. What is it feeding now? Okay. And how are the carrots? Yeah, the carrots are going down, so we really can't keep up with this. This should be running now too. Let me check. Oh, we don't have bulk matter. And it's ready, but it first has to wait until these are empty, and then it will insert the 10 dirt. So now we wait until this gets processed, and then 24, 19. Okay. Once that is done, a number of witches should appear. I will keep on recording because otherwise we might miss it. Ah, it's doing the dirt. Why did it stop again? Oh, no, it's... Now it has to do the bottle. Is there a bottle somewhere? Okay, so we need to refine this so that the rates can be more constant. But in principle it is working. There's dirt in there again. Let me... Oh, I can't... Wait. There's a bottle. Let me get rid of the dirt. No, I'll keep the dirt in there. It's fine. And after that a bottle will come. I think I'm going to insert 2 bottles at once. But first let me also make sure that there are sufficient bottles in the system. Oh, because apparently, yeah, it just spawned a few. Another problem that I'm having is dirt. I'm almost out of dirt, so that will have to be handled as well. I'm also getting a lot of sugar. So some adjustments are still needed, but as such it is working. Yes, so I'm going to remove the program and I'm going to let it run what it has. And okay, carrots are were completely depleted, so I will have to do something about that. And sand goes down a lot while this is running for the fertilizer, so I will have to do something about that. But I'm thinking about changing it using mechanical users and watering cans that are automatically depleted, so I don't have to use the fertilizer anymore. I think that would help a bit. It would also simplify that program there. I only have to worry about repairing this one. So I made something new in RFTools. It's not released yet, and that's a new feature for the builder. It's a pump. So I'm going to try this out. So let me place down the power and the builder. Let me remove this one, and so there's a new pump card like this, and let's set the dimensions. Oh. Let's make it not too big, 50-50, and okay, and we need to move it a bit in the negative X direction. Let's see where that ends up. Okay, that's ideal. So let's try that one. I made some drums, but I'm not sure they will work, so I'm just going to try that. Oh, it works. Can't see how much is in it though. It's a bit annoying that it's not possible to see, but let me place these down. Okay, So unfortunately I don't have a clue how much is in there right now. So let me check to see how much it actually managed to remove. Oh yeah, it's doing that part. It actually seems that's about a chunk, and 3, so 16. It's possible that the three drums are already completely filled. Let me pick one up, see what it says in inventory. Okay, so no information whatsoever, but at least the pump seems to be working. So we can get rid of this. I can of course also use the presence tanks, but they don't have big capacity, and I was hoping that the ones from McJty Utilities have good capacity like they used to have in 1.7. Power tower. These holes are not there. It's a bug in Chisel or EnderIO. Not sure. So the lava will of course be useful here. Except okay. So now we have a good amount of lava. I'm going to place these down here, and I wonder if there's some item that you can use to measure the amount. So if anyone in the comments knows how I can get information on these tanks, would be useful. But anyway, it's wrapping up point. One thing I want to do is check out if the generator, how the crystal is doing here, and then I will wrap up. If you have any questions. So I still have 18% left. It's almost depleted. So but I have been doing a lot with it really, so it's not that bad. And I have enough to make a new crystal. Currently not fully automated yet because I'm depending on the mob farms, which still need a lot of work. Mainly to be able to keep up with all the different things. Let me see. Carrots are again rising, but I have no scent, so this one is probably trying very hard to make scent, and this one is almost broken. Anyway, I will be back next time. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you later. Bye bye.